Well, hello there, friends. How are you? This is Joanna. Welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for stopping by, spending time with me today. I cannot wait to share this project with you guys. So let's get started. What I have here is FIMO clay jade green. And if you have not used the jade green, it's from the special effect or the effect line of FIMO clay, and it really transforms into something a little bit different when you bake it. So I cannot wait how the technique that I'm trying to use today is going to work out on it or with it. But you know, green is my favorite color. I'm thinking that we cannot go wrong with green. So I'm just chopping it into gazillion tiny pieces. You don't have to wear gloves for it just yet. I just figured I would because I'm going to use them in just 1 second. So let's chop, small pieces. And now we're going to add some white acrylic paint to it. So just add a little bit, and you want to make sure that we are going to coat all those little pieces in the paint. And you're probably going to want to go back and divide, spread them out, make sure that they are not attached to each other, or if they are, that they don't lump into one big thing, just like this. So make sure that it doesn't look like this. Anyways, so you can go back with your cutter and cut some more. And what we're going to do is, after they are very well covered in your paint, in the acrylic paint, we are going to let them sit and dry. Okay, and you want to make sure that they're going to get a nice dry time. See, there are some that are just fighting me on it. So there you go. I'm just gonna clean my cutting blade in just 1 minute. So let's just spread them out as much as we can, and they all have a nice coverage, and I'm going to let them dry and come back and continue on with the project. Okay, so here my pieces are nice and dry, and I'm still cutting them just a little bit because I've noticed that some of them got stuck to one another, and I'm going to use acrylic paint, brushed metal, and pewter gray, and I'm going to just drench them in it. Well, actually not drench. I'm using brush to apply it, but I'm putting quite a bit of paint on it. And now I'm going to let that dry as well, and I'll do it overnight. Okay, so let's see what we have cooking here. Nice and dry. So let's just put all this off. I don't want to get any of the pieces of flat paint. I just want my little nuggets. So let's put this in here, and the reason why it is easier to do it in aluminum foil is because cellophane foil is because then I don't have to get my hands dirty, and it is a little bit warm outside. So I'm thinking that if I start squishing, my hands would definitely get dirty from the paint. So let's see what we have here. Now, make sure that everything attaches somewhat. Okay, so let's give it a cut and see what we get here. Oh, nice. Super nice. Now with this jade green, like I mentioned already, you will see a huge transformation of it when you put it in the oven. So let's get cutting here. Fun part of the project. I really love cutting. It's you kind of know that this is what you're going to be wearing. So I'm going to find little spots that kind of generate interest for me. Different shapes. Okay, let's do that one. Let me show you what I do with the leftovers, because I can't even tell you that how many really neat pendants I was able to get with the leftovers. I really hope that these are going to turn out great. It's kind of weird to not to know how they're gonna come out from the oven, but let me show you what I do sometimes with the leftovers, because if you're gonna start mixing them, they're just, you know, it's just not gonna be the same if I'm gonna take it and use it as scraps. But what I do is I just take it and put my pieces kind of together to the best of my abilities, and I can't tell you how many times I get really cool pendants out of it. So let's see if we can get a pendant or two out of this little stash. Okay, so we were able to get a couple of more pendants out of that, which is awesome. And then the rest I probably will just use as scraps. But check this out. I'm gonna throw these in the oven. I'll see you guys in a bit, and we'll see what comes out of those guys. And look how many I got. My goodness, I can't get over it. All right, see you guys in a few. Okay, so in the name of using all the possible scraps, I grabbed the leftover white clay with a little bit of jade green in it, and I chopped it into tiny little pieces and decided to form two little pendants, because like I said, sometimes from the scraps I just get the neatest outcomes and I cannot duplicate them ever. Alright, so now the pendants are out of the oven. You can see that they are much darker than they were when they were originally going in. So there you have them. And even the ones that I threw in last minute came out pretty okay. I'm gonna work on them just a little bit more. But I'm going to add, I took some of the translucent, well, not the translucent, the jade green, and I'm going to smear it on the sides. So basically, I did it in my past video. Basically, I'm just going, since this is semi-translucent or somewhat translucent, if I'm going to bake it again, it is going to be kind of see-through. So I want to create a little border here, a little frame. But I want it to be subtle, so I kind of want it to flow into the pendant. So you have to go little by little, not go too crazy, don't put too much stuff on, and just go around every pendant and add this nice border. And if you see that there's any excess of the clay, just remove it and go back. And I think when you smear it in just like that, it's going to look really, really nice when we're going to bake it. And I'm going to go throw it in the oven for another 15 minutes. This is FIMO. FIMO bakes at 230 degrees instead of 260. but you should always make sure that you read the directions from the clay that you are using, because there are different baking temperatures for different clays. So I'm just going to continue on with this. I know it's kind of, you almost want to watch TV and do it. You don't really have to think much about it, but I'm going to finish those and I'm going to throw them back in the oven, and then I'm going to see you guys in a few. Well, here I am back, and I'm going to show you guys how the pendants came out. Now, I have to tell you that I put resin on some and I left some without resin, so you guys can see the difference. Also, in the meantime, I made another batch where I added less silver to it. Basically, once I painted it with white and it dried, I added silver, but I basically just barely brushed it. Okay, so I want to show you guys the difference between those two. So this is the pendant that we just made, and this one does not have resin on, and this one has the resin on. You can see how nice it is. It's translucent. You can see what I was telling you guys about the borders. The borders just flow in very nicely. I really like it. So you can see that if you do not put resin on, you have this really nice rustic, very authentic look to it. I'm not quite sure what kind of a stone it looks like, but you definitely think that this is a piece of stone. And when you add resin to it, you got this really beautiful gloss. And here is another one with the resin, and you have this one. I think was the one with made with the scraps. I'm thinking that was this one. It came out great as well. I just need to polish it a little bit, or if I'm going to add resin to it, I don't have to do that. But here are the ones that I made with the scraps. Also very nice. I added the green border to them. I think that they're gonna look beautiful for the summer with a summer dress. Now these two other ones where I added less silver to. So I want you guys to see how different it looks. So basically this one here, again, white, I bathed it in white, dried it, and then I just barely brushed it with silver. So you can kind of see the silver coming through in places right here, and like, in the little nooks and crannies, but it's not very dominant. Here, you definitely see it. So it's really awesome to see how you can really adjust the feel of the pendant. So I hope you guys really enjoyed it. I had so much fun making it. I really love this jade green FIMO clay. I really love how it transforms into this semi-translucent clay. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you click that subscribe button. Until next time, my friends. Ta-ta!